Uh, hey guys, welcome to today's debate. I'm your host, and nice to meet you all. And here we have our extremely wonderful guest for today's debate. And I believe this session is gonna be so exciting because this debate is something which we are trying for. It's like a new version for this community event. And let's start with my introduction. Then after that, I can jump into have introduction from our guest. So this is Jitendra. I'm marketing and community manager India, and today's host of this event. So let's jump into the introduction from our guest. Then after that, we can jump into the debate. So yeah, guys, take your stage and introduce yourself to our guest.
All right,
And thanks.
I will go first. Thank you, Jitendra. Thanks for having us. And this is Ronald, head of ecosystem at NetMind.ai. We're building a full stack AI solution ranging from decentralized compute network or for everyone to rent and provide idle GPU, as well as an inference platform we recently launched to fine tune and pre-train models. On top of that, we also got a new product, MCP servers, for AI agents to be connected to third-party tooling. And on top of that, we also created our AI agents platform for people to create agents and agents companies, which is kind of a new upgrade we did. So you can have a multi-agent system working seamlessly for a specific task under specific purposes. So yeah, this is NetMind and this is myself.
Awesome. I think next would be Joy. Hi, Joy.
Yeah, hi, Jitendra. Yeah, thanks for having me here. I'm Joey, CEO and co-founder of KiloEX. So we are right now the biggest perpetual DEX on OP and got investment and backed by Bennett Labs as well. So we just, I think it's not just we are number 6 ideal products with Bennett Wallet and you can still trading us on the Bennett Alpha at this moment. And really glad to be here to share some insights from the trading's perspective. Thank you.
Perfect. I think Luis would be the next.
Yeah, hello. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So, my name is Louis, and I'm part of the PD team here in Seraph. So, Seraph is a Web3 game, which is where we utilize the blockchain and AI. So, it is a next gen crypto native action ARPG game developed by Seraph Studio. So, some of our key features here in Seraph is, like I've mentioned earlier, is we are integrating AI deeply in the future, as well as exploring these MMO elements for our users while we're still delivering the open economy, so that we're going to be having the true free market approach with a player-driven marketplace, and of course, giving the users this diverse hero classes and epic boss battles. So right now, Seraph has been developing since Q1 of 2023, and we've had the reward or the advantage of being able to be rewarded this highlights and milestone of, for example, being ranked 1 on the BNB Chain games, thanks to the support of nearly 90,000 total players during season 0. So we've been able to achieve around 10 million in game revenue, and we've had achieved also 7 to 8 million in NFT trading volume. So welcome, thrilled to be here, and looking forward to what we have planned for this event and what kind of discussions we're going to be able to tackle.
Great. As I think this was like very good start for the event, because right now I'm gonna assign some people for example we have Ronald who gonna represent the AI side, and then Louis is gonna represent the Web3 gaming side, Joy is gonna represent the DeFi side, and one of our guests who is still running late, maybe will join. Okay, he's joining now. So hi Batman, if you can go with a quick introduction about yourself, would be great.
Yeah, hi everyone. Can everyone hear me here?
Yeah, we can hear you. Welcome.
Now I was looking, you guys was on the line, but I was joined with the link, but I think they just got me the wrong link. I just got a new link. So hey everyone, my name is you can call me Batman. I'm from COCO CTO, which the coin, it was meme coin, which has been rocked by the previous owner and the community taking over. and it's just proud to be here to see you guys. And yeah, we are the builders. We have every builders from people around the world, including Russia, China, Southeast Asia, and the European countries together. And at the moment, yeah, we are always on BNB Chain. If you can check out our X, Twitter, and our Telegram, everything, we are progressing as a community takeover memes. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Perfect. So now Batman is gonna be represent the meme side. So now we have our complete guest who have joined the debate. So I think this is the best time to start. So we're gonna do some rounds, like round by round. I'm gonna give you the exact goal of the round, and we'll tell you what is the round about. So let's start with the round one. So all the questions will be to every one of our guests. They're gonna represent their point of view on the questions, and they're gonna say how their technology, how the things they are building is suitable or best as per the question. So the first question, people say memes are hype. AI is also hype, where DeFi is complex and gaming is for fun. So what's your thoughts on this? So it is something you can give your point of view and to the future perspective of your technology that you guys are building to answer the question, and you can guys have one by one to answer this question. Yeah, thanks. I think Ronald should go first, then after
Sure.
that Joy, then Batman, then Louis. Yep.
Okay, sounds good. I think on the AI, I mean, it depends on the perspective, right? Like there's obviously Web3 users that they might think that AI is, hardware in a way, because they might still wait for the perfect AI agent to run all their DeFi strategies or, solve their, entire problems for themselves, right? And that's somehow like something very, very high. We're aiming. Still, we're getting there, which is good, right? But on the other hand, I believe that AI is already solving so many huge problems as the technology is evolving super fast. So hardware, I don't think so. I think it's just nascent technology, similar to blockchain in the early days, that is excitingly, merging with these technology, with this industry that we're working on. So obviously limitations and possibilities are endless, and I'm totally against that argument. I would say AI is definitely something tangible, and this is what we're doing at NetMind, right? We've been building solutions on AI in so many places for anyone to use and see, from generating images to creating agents to creating workflows with these agents. So this is something, it's real, it's out there, and again, it's something that everyone can test out. I would say that's kind of my easiest comment about AI hardware.
Awesome. I think you should go next.
Yeah, so I think from like a DeFi perspective, I think it's combinations of the hype with his complexities, and also there's a lot of projects with DeFi you can play with one. The reason why I mentioned about this is the reason why we want to build in a DeFi projects is because we want to build in a permissionless financial system where users can earn real yield, hide their risk, and kind of trade globally without gatekeepers. So right now you can trade over like 150 different cryptocurrencies on KiloEX, and also you can trade like a forex and index in the futures as well. So we can brought more and more like trading asset to the users, but at the same time we are also need a help. So I think that the help is not only for Mimi, the help is for all the different sectors in the currency. So the help maybe go with bear science or the D science. The help will go start from D science to RWA, or move from RWA to AI, or as mentioned, like I think back to a couple months ago, like virtual and other AI agent is really like famous, and all the people are talking about that. So I think the help is kind of internals. It's very important for all the different sectors. So and there are also some new projects like I think Jagger recently listed on the Binance Alpha. So it's kind of a fun way for you to understanding how to earn yield, how to create AMM pools for users. So that is kind of using the fun ways to to lower the entry barrier for user to use the DeFi protocols. So I think as for all the cryptocurrencies users, it's kind of combinations of everything. So I cannot say DeFi is complex. It's just some of the DeFi protocols you need to put more efforts into it. So if you put more efforts into it, you can find the easiest way to use this on chain. So I think that is the most important part for all the DeFi users.
Great answer. I think so next would be Batman to answer the question. So yeah.
Your questions was the first questions, right? I mean, people say meme is hype. I just think that in the whole industry, every sector actually they are correlated. I mean, every sectors they bring different effects to the markets, and every markets they have their own functions. Example that if you say meme that is hype, a meme can bring the ordinary people come into this industry easily. Although the people does not have a wallet, but their friend just tell them just buy some coin, then you can get some return. It's a very easy way and the first step to let people to get in. So if you ask me, I always think that it is a good tool for marketing for our whole industry, and it is important on every chain. Especially we build on BNB Chain, and I would say that it's number one chain for myself and for my communities. And in all of the sectors, if you say about DeFi, if you say about projects about AI, people know this industry on the newspaper, but they never has a chance or the motive to get into this industry because they think that this is too far and is too advanced for me. But I think every correlated since the meme coin, and then the meme coin will brings a lot of information about the whole industry, about DeFi, about swap, about blah 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 blah, etc. And this make the whole industry. I would say that every sector is important, and we cannot just certify whether this is just a one sip. I believe that meme coin will be continue is a hype, and what does meme coin mean for everyone? Actually, meme coin, it can be a emotional coin, and everybody just holding it, and everybody just feel hype about it. Everybody just like about the meaning of the meme coin. An example like COCO. COCO is recently COCO now has turned into we call it a virus frog, which help the countries with the poor countries to donate the immune injections, medical expenses to the poor countries. And recently we just donated 20K into the Zambia in Africa about the educations and about the medical. So meme coin can be everything. I would say that Bitcoin as well is a meme coin before everything. I'm not sure whether you agree to it or not. Bitcoin is a meme coin, bro. Before everything, what is Bitcoin? It's a meme coin. Everyone just hold it and everyone just acknowledge it, and everyone just want Bitcoin. And I believe everyone just have a correlated relationship, and when a coin has its functions, and just like we justify ourselves to be a charity coin to help the world to become a better place, to fight against the virus in the world by the immune injections to the poor country, to save more life and save more poorer people. And Web3 and the crypto is not only about earning money, but we do have a vision and mission for every meme coin. Yeah, that's all for me.
Great. It's a nice answer because yes, I believe every sector are correlated, because when you explore, you join the sector through memes, then you gonna explore AI, then you explore the DeFi, then gaming, then other sectors, then you engage with all the platforms. Because if you see since like last 2 years, lots of people onboarded into Web3 through memes. So yeah, I agree. Now let's go to Louis.
Yeah, so for our side as a Web3 gaming project, I think the clapback is going to be quite simple, because I think this is not just a statement that is only for Web3, because, even in Web2, you hear that people saying gaming is just for fun. I think this is mostly coming from people who don't play games or who don't like games. I think you've been able to even hear this from your mother or your father, right? To say, hey, you're playing again, gaming is just for fun, do something else. Now, if you ask players themselves or people who really play games, they are going to say, yes, gaming is fun, but it is not just for fun. They find this for entertainment. They find games as another world for players, and they find gaming as well as a sport. I think that is going to be something that we, as not only as Web3 users but also players as ourselves, really agree on. People outside are going to be, of course, not just in gaming, but also in memes, AI, and DeFi, are going to be having some problems of saying these things that memes are hype, AI is hypeware, DeFi is complex, gaming is just for fun. But once they are going to be able to really understand these sectors that that has been mentioned, it becomes less than that. I'm sorry, it becomes more than just that. They are going to be able to understand that, oh, you know what, memes are not just hype. There is going to be community that you are able to be part of in these memes. AI is not just hypeware. You are going to be able to really use the use case of AI is actually not just within this sector. You can even use this for this, for this, for this, and this. DeFi is not complex. It is actually quite simple if you look into how the technology is being built. And gaming is not just for fun. I can even use it as or play games as a hobby. That's really going to be the simple clapback that I'm going to be having on all of this. I think that once people are really going to be able to put themselves on really wanting to understand this kind of projects that are being built or these industries that are being established, they are going to be understanding more and really even becoming part of these industries as well.
Yeah, true. I agree. And yeah, this is really something which I believe you guys have had the best answer. And as you guys already mentioned that there are so many complex things for the people who are not so technical. And like for example, my father, if he wants to join DeFi, or maybe some people who have never touched any Web3 wallet, so it is maybe hard for them, because I believe there are some barriers who are slowly resolving by project like you. But still there are some barriers which is acting like a big wall for people from jumping into Web 2 into Web 3. So I would like to know what you guys are building, what are the best part of your technology, and how you gonna reduce or to eliminate the barrier for people who have never into the Web 3. They are basically in Web 2, but how your technology simplifying things for them so they can jump into your platform, or through you can join Web 3.
I'll keep the order. So I'll start there. That's a really good question. From our side, I think it's quite simple. Our team is coming from a very solid Web 2 background, so they've been focusing most of the products on the Web 2 perspective. So for anyone interested in using, again, any kind of a generative AI, it's very simple. There's a playground. You don't need to have any kind of wallets. You just have a regular Gmail account. You want to sign up and get some free credits in order to play around. That's as simple as that. I think everyone can do that. On the agent side, which is more Web3 oriented, I would say that the way we're approaching this is we're letting the agent run all the complexity for you, right? So with natural language, you will be able to just ask the agent, hey, I want to do X DeFi strategy, I want to buy this meme coin, or I want to do, not sure yet on the gaming side, but essentially it's something that the agent will understand, figure out the mechanic and the logic behind the scenes, and run it for you. If that means issuing a wallet and saying, hey, just transfer some funds here, or even with on and off ramp solutions, you just immediately get into providing those funds to the agent, and then the agent will figure out the mechanics and what are the best yield opportunities on any DeFi protocol, so on and so forth. So again, AI, I would say it's definitely reducing complexity in so many ways. They are the one kind of absorbing that complexity and making it very simple for the end user. So that's where we're aiming. And yeah, I think that's one of the best ways for us to solve that barrier between Web 2 and Web 3, constraints.
Great. So I think let's keep the order. Josh should be next. Awesome.
Yeah. So I think as Ronald just said, I think there is a lot of barrier for user to transfer from Web 2 tradings to the Web 3 tradings. Like all the brokers, you are trading on the Abbey's or other broker system, it's very easy for them to use. So what we did, we have already introduced a lot of functions, like user to use use their email or their phone numbers to create a kind of MCP wallet with us, so that they don't need to understanding about the MetaMask and everything, and they can use our platform right away. And we also introduced a new functions we call fast trading, which means user didn't need BNB to start their first tradings. As long as they have a USDT in their wallet, they can just use it. So if I use one sentence for user to have intros for our platform, so I may use we are the fastest and very easiest way to use a decentralized perpetual DEX with high leverage and self-custody management. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So I think Batman should be the next.
Yeah, just now when you're asking the questions, I was a bit lack here. Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, actually, the question is like, in Web, when someone is in Web 2, he has some barrier to join into Web 3, right? For example, if you told my father to use, Web 3 wallet or to use any Web 3 platform, maybe he is someone who is not capable of doing that. So my question was, what technology or what are the strategy you guys are doing with your technology to reduce or to eliminate the barrier, so it can help to onboard people who have never touched any Web3 wallet or Web3, never before in Web3.
Yeah, great. Yeah, fully understand the question about your father. Yeah, so when we come into a Web 2 to Web 3, it is always a huge breach, I would say obstacle. But people only will do things when they have benefits. They think they may have a benefit and they can earn something for these little actions. I believe everyone do so. I mean, everyone who first time when they got their wallet, when they got their, the Binance registration and etc., there must be a layer of the benefit. So benefits, people want to earn money, and when these things, a lot of news come from everywhere, and nowadays I don't think it's a very hard thing to let everyone know that what is Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin has come to 100K, and this is big news, and why this Bitcoin is so important. And when I share around to my friends, this is something, especially in meme coin, a lot of friends that never ever has a wallet, when they ask me, hey Batman, do you know how to install a wallet? I say, why? Because my friends say that there's a coin, I want to buy it. What coin is it? Trump. Really? And Trump has made a big step to let everyone come into this industry. And even the people who never ever want to trust this, but they cannot skip this opportunity to make his fortune. So I always believe that in every strategy, always give the benefits and tell them the good news, that you can have a chance to be a millionaire, to be a billionaire by just a little action. Just install a wallet, get the exchange registration, and you will start your journey to the fortune. And I believe this will become, it is a must. This is the day coming that everyone gonna have a wallet. Just like previously we are rejecting Apple as a whole screen phone without a button, but now what? Everyone has a screen with the tablets. This is just a transformation, and we are so lucky to be the earliest one to be here. And after 10 years, I believe these people who are still in the crypto already, yeah, everyone, congratulations. We are on the right track, and this is just the future. We don't need to think so much, just still a little bit more of the benefits. And I think Binance and BNB Chain did very well, and I will continue to support on this, and let's make this big again, and let this make even greater, everyone. Thank you so much for everyone's efforts. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, awesome, Mantha. Definitely, we are very early of this, journey. And if I tell you exactly, this technology is evolving. Still, we are in the building phase. So definitely, there are so many big things are coming up, and I'm pretty much excited. So yeah, Louis, it's your turn.
Yeah, so for us, we understand that there is definitely this kind of difficulty on onboarding, not only because we are crypto, but definitely about the technology. Like you've mentioned, there is going to be a lot of things. If you remember your first time onboarding, there are a lot of things that you need to learn about, such example of choosing which wallet you want or what kind of wallet this is, and then you need to be able to determine what your private key is, and of course jot down your seed phrase. Some of these things are are factors that are actually going to be one of the key factors that would block people from onboarding to Web3. Because if you look into Web2, there are still a lot of people in Web2 that are having difficulties understanding Web2. Even if they just going to be installing something or registering to an email or even using 2FAs, they're having difficulties with that. So we need to be able to really minimize that kind of difficulties, that they're still learning Web 2 and you want them to learn new things in Web 3 altogether. So that's something that we understand. That's why the way we did it for us to be able to onboard players in Seraph is we've developed our own wallet. And the reason for this is we've seen that most people are actually having more convenience on being onboarded to Web 2.5. And when I talk about Web 2.5, these are mostly going to be the centralized exchanges. And what is the reason for that? Because centralized exchanges are going to only require users to be onboarded by using their email address, the usual onboarding on you use in Web 2, such as via Facebook, Twitter, and whatnot. So that's the approach that we did as well, because although it's going to be minimizing the decentralization, it will still enable us to easily onboard players to the ecosystem, especially since we're also going to be, or actually currently targeting Steam players as well. So this is one of the ways that we've been able to really minimize this onboarding approach. Although they're just going to be registering with an email, they're going to be given a wallet address, different wallet addresses on different chains. So that is really going to be getting them started already. And then another way that we did it is, if you're going to be registering for the game, you don't need to know about Web3. So you just download the game, register via the email address, and then when you register to the game, you are also created an account or a wallet on the sideline. So you actually don't know that you've been able to be, you have account created or a wallet created. You just know that you've been able to register to the game. And then while you're playing the game, you finally are going to be able to loot an NFT. And then you realize, oh, what is this item? There is something written as can be traded on chain. They look into that, they finally realize that, oh, this is something that I can actually sell for real money. And this is actually something that I've been doing on Web2 games, for example, RuneScape. Oh, this is what the technology is all about. So now they look into how do they sell this item, quote unquote, on chain. Now they are able to realize that, oh, when I registered, I was actually the system actually created a wallet for me where I can sell this on-chain item. Now that is going to be something that gets them onboarded and gets them to also be educated on what these NFTs are or what the technology is really all about. So that is some of the way that we've really had this approach of how we can enable not only smoother onboarding for players who have both touched and not touched wallets yet, but also for those who are onboarding to Web3 to be able to understand the process of getting started on minting NFTs, getting started on selling NFTs, and even buying NFTs. So this was the approach that we've done here at Seraph.
Interesting. Yeah, actually, you mentioned the right thing. Still, there are so many people who still find very hard to onboard themselves into Web 2 because there are so many processes required, like email creation, account creation, and maybe some part of the country where internet is not so much penetrated, where people are not connected to technology. So that's why they are not in Web 2 as well. So that's why, yes, and the way you are doing with people, they're gonna feel like they are not doing something in Web3. They are doing in Web2, but somewhere they are also taking their first step into Web3. So yeah, it was a great round, and you guys have answered all my questions for this round very well. So now let's jump into the next round where we'll discuss like mission versus monetization, because so many projects who are basically focusing to incentivize to monetize activity of people, like where people can learn and earn or do task for earning, or basically they are monetizing and giving people the opportunity to earn. But somewhere you need to create a balance between that, balance between rewarding people with the utility, because it requires to keep your user retention high. So if you only focus on rewarding people for their activities, maybe somewhere a point will come where people will leave you once you stop doing incentivizing people. So the question is how you guys are going to balance, or how you guys are balancing the thing where you are balancing the utility as well as rewarding people, or incentivizing people for using your technology just for the long term growth and user retention.
Great. I guess the right balance, in my opinion, to incentivize users is for them to know something, right? I think it's a good tactic for awareness. So if we incentivize users to test our product, or new products, or the previous one, I think that's really good, and a good way for them to say, hey, this is NetMind, this is what they do, this is how I find utility, right? At the end of the day, on the product side, we always try to focus on utility and especially productivity, right? Because that's, I would say, one of the biggest use case for AI. We want to automate things. We want to make things easier for anyone to scale as a solopreneur, as a company. So yes, the right incentives for them to test those products, and then once the utility is there and they figured out the leverage on these products, then that's how they should retain themselves. And we're not forcing anyone to stay. We're just encouraging them to test new things, to figure out what's the new possibilities, and through innovation, right? This is where we focus the most, and that's the case with the latest models we've been adding, all these new products such as the MCP side of things, more toolings, things that will help you out. And at the end of the day, this is something that I want for myself, right? I want an agent that's alleviating some of my efforts on my work on a daily basis, and that's going to be the case for everyone. So yes, I think the right balance comes between incentive that leads to education around products and understand how they can benefit from them, and then rotation is going to be happening organically. That's my take.
Yes, exactly. Long-term success is always go through education, because if I tell you exactly about me, when I joined crypto 2016, I came to this place through education, and because back then nobody was paying for anything, so you become Bitcoin holder or crypto holder through education. So that's why I believe right, I've answered right, and that's something awesome to learn. Yeah, I think next be Joy.
Yeah, I think there are multiple reasons for user to use our platform. So I think the first one, I think most of our projects before TDE and after TDE, there are two different stage. So like ours, like Seraph, we all have tokens. So I think before the TDE, the people to use the platform, so they want to learn this platform because they know they got some backed by some VCs or get a lot of followers. They want to use this new platform, and during the same time, we can get some future airdrop as well. So I think that is kind of represent 80% of the users' behavior before TTE. But after TTE, we already saw there are still continuous trading volumes on our platform, and a lot of people showed interest in the KiloEX tokens. The reason why we mentioned about that is I think after the TTEs, I think all the airdrop hunters all switch to a different project, but the users already have the trading behaviors on our platform, so they will get used to it. Like people want to use AAVE to do the lending and use Uniswap to do the swap. I think that will be the same for you that you use KiloEX to trade perps. because we can list the new asset very fast. So there's a lot of trading opportunities for them. We continues to brought new trading activities partner to them so they can trading at the same time and they can earn some extra benefit. So I think the earns is for them. And also, I think there is also a second part is liquid providers and long-term stakers. For the long-term stakers, I think they have some like DeFi diligence. So they want to involve in the DAO management in the futures because they believe this mechanism, like to continuous bring trading volumes, will play very important role in the BNB Chain ecosystem. So a lot of users will start using our vault to earn real yield and also to have tokens to the staking. So I think that at this moment after TGE, there are two kinds of people. So the first people, so they already have the trading behaviors, they already use it, and some new users onboarding new users is just the same as BNS OKX expanding to new areas. So when we expand to the new areas, new communities, their follower will start using KiloEX. The other part will be some DeFi agents. So they want to earn and they want to involve in the DAO management resource. So I think that is a kind of the most like two most important part in our users basis.
Great. So you mean you incentivize people to onboard into your platform, and then give them some real good features and benefit for people for trading in your platform, and you use those people to engage inside doing activities like staking and farming in your platform. So
Yes.
you started getting real users for your platform from those incentive lover people, and after time they left out, but you now have your real users who are gonna use who are using your platform, and then the way you balance from getting incentivizing people and getting real user was pretty insightful, and this is interesting.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. So Batman, I think it's your turn.
Yeah, it's great that to see everyone actually has thought about this. I mean, when we come into represent meme, I cannot just talk about COCO. I would say about the whole meme industry, and we know that meme. The greatest part is how they can gather the fortune, and the people will just have the height of the emotion. It will be fast come and fast go, and sometimes it just be a few hours meme. Every day there is, I think, more than 1K coin coming up every day, like just 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours. And of course, we don't talk about this kind of meme. We say about something, the meme that is still sustainable and it is still ongoing. And you see that a lot of people, and let's say about it, when we come into a meme coin, we need to have some utilities to make it more efficient to retain the users. Example that if you say in any kind of industry, in DeFi, in AI kind of projects, and if some of the project would like to use a very stable meme as their crypto to be run in their project, I think it's a good sign. And especially if it's, I said it in an example for COCO recently, we justified and we position it as a charity coin to help the world. If you tell me, is it good to charity? Yeah, charity is very slow. I mean, this coin, if you want to have a very big hype, you need to create the consensus throughout the time. Oh, it should be a long journey. But should we say that the UNICEF, the world well-known charity, is still there? And why not? It is a Web3 charity association. Later on, we have some Web3 meme coin that is using go into the social fi, some into DeFi, into AI industry. So why not? I mean, in this industry, we should collaborate with the whole associations to make the meme meaningful. And of course, some people, I mean, some people or some association, they come for money, they come for hype. It is all right, but this is the market. Everyone want to make money in the market, and some people make money by building the utilities, and some people want to build the real meaning of a coin that can represent in the Web3. So people will not have the thoughts of the Web3 people. They are just telling something in the air, and it is too advanced, and we don't know about AI. Why AI and why this and that? It's too far for everyone. But I'm so glad that the meme coin nowadays, a lot of meme coins start being used by a lot of collaborate with a lot of platforms. And you see, when meme coin really run the utilities with a lot of platforms, with a lot of projects, they united as one. I think it's benefited to each other. It's a win-win situations. So when you want to retain, you need to give meaning. It's not only about emotion, and emotion anyway, one day they will go. And when we talk about the meme coin, when the coin's price drop, people will have the FUD, people will have fears on it. But if the meme coin has its meaning and it is well known and recognized by a lot of, I would say, if you say government, if you say any associations that doing something, example, do make example, if COCO coin will be officially work with UNICEF, so people will have the other way look around about crypto, and maybe people will see, wow, you guys is not only about earning money, about talking money, but you do things to the world. You build things in the real world, and that's why the RWA become recently so popular. I mean, even in the 2049 token 2049, everyone talking about RWA, and the DP and how it works and how to make world better. I think this is all good sign. And to retain, we just need to continue building and let people know what actually Web3 is doing. It's not about Web2 or Web3, and because the Web3 people come from the Web2 world. We come from the Web2 world, and all the funds and all the people, all the strengths come from the Web2. So let's do it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, do you mean you initially incentivize people to attract their attention and boarded them, and then you introduce some utility emotions, then it helps you to retain people, and that's the thing, something again, another new thing to learn, and interesting way to get attention and to retain people. So yeah, interesting. So I think Luis would be the next. Louis, I think you need to unmute your mic.
Oh yeah, I double clicked the mute button. So yeah, so yeah, for us, as a gaming project, or as a Web3 project first, I think it is without a doubt that there are definitely going to be users who are going to be here only for earning, right? But so with that in mind, what we've done on how we structured the game for us to be able to really have people that would feel belonged in the game is that there are two ways. First one is we were only supposed to be an ARPG game, but we've incorporated some MMO elements because if you look into Web2 games, most people want a game where they can play it with others and make moments together. Now, with this play structure in mind, people always come back to that game, those kind of games where they can make moments with other players, because it is something that could actually increase the retention rate of games. Now, that's the first reason why we've added MMO elements, not so that people can really fall in love with the game and not just for earning with the game. And then the second one is we require people to play or finish the storyline of Seraph. So you're going to be playing from Act 1 to Act 10. Now, from Act 1 to Act 10, while you're finishing that, you're going to be able to understand the storyline of Seraph, who the NPCs are, what your character is being subjected to, what is happening within the world of Seraph. And your decisions, of course, during from Act 1 to Act 10 are going to give you different kind of you're going to be given different kind of options, and then those choices that you make are going to give you a different kind of storyline compared to the choices that other players make. Now, this is going to be some of the ways that we really have the players be interacting with the game and be immersed to the game. So through this immersion, they are not just going to be starting on playing the game from day one, from day zero, or from 0 seconds to start earning immediately. No, play the game first, understand the storyline, know what the game is all about, know what the story is about, and then after that, you're going to be given the option to start earning. So from that, with this kind of user acquisition, they get through this player progress first, and then through this player progression, they understand the game, they fall in love with the game, and then once they start earning, they fall in love with the game even deeper, because now they're just not playing the game for the storyline. There is now another kind of aspect that you need to look into for you to be able to be part again of another ecosystem in Seraph, wherein players are now starting to play the game to earn and not just playing the game to play. So that's some of the ways they really designed the game for us to be able to not really just have players focus on earning, but of course to really belong to the project, or not just to the project itself, but rather to the game itself.
Great, great. You guys like using dopamine of human beings, like getting interesting story play for people. Now they are getting addicted to your story play. On top of that, you getting rewarding people for that, and it again giving them a boost to get into your game again, into the next stage, and then it gonna act like in a win-win situation for you and for them, where they are emotionally connected to the game through the story and also getting reward for their activities. So yeah, this is again a interesting thing. And the all answers are really well and very insightful. And actually Ronald earlier mentioned that he is like more focusing on education and helping people to learn things. So interesting questions which is in my mind, like for example, if I give you 1 million casual fact and people who are gonna use your platform, I don't know, for how much time, and or maybe I can give you 10,000 educated powerful users who gonna engage and deeply gonna involve into your platform. So if I give you these two options to choose 1 million user who gonna be casually gonna use your platform, or only 10,000 of educated users who are deeply into your platform, then what you will choose? And if and I would also like to know like why you choose that.
Yeah, great question. I think the answer is quite simple. I would say 10K power users for sure. And the reason is these 10K power users, they have the power to bring the next million users to the platform. They become evangelists, they become experts on your product, they understand the use cases, and they actually create the use cases, which is a beauty on the AI agent side of things, right? Like there's ways for people to create agents as we're shaping this kind of agent civilization, right? Agents are going to be working seamlessly with us as humans, collaboratively, and on that end, people can contribute to that ecosystem. People can contribute by thinking, hey, how do I add value, or how do I create an agent that solves X problem, right? When you get educated and you start connecting the dots and figure out what it's needed or potentially what it's missing, then I can be encouraged myself to say, hey, let me create that myself. And people will start using, which is also really exciting about the platform. Like as you create an agents organization, you're able to include agents to your company, right? So if I want to create I don't know, a marketing agency, if I want to create a DeFi fund, I definitely need very specific agents to run a specific task and problems. So that's why I definitely believe 10K power users will help us create a network effect that helps us onboard the next million users on top of it. So that's my straight answer.
Yeah, for sure, that's interesting. No, and Joy.
Yeah, I think for us, especially for the cryptocurrency, I think we prefer like 10K power users. So the reason why we mentioned about that is because I think we're all talking about mass adoption, right? So I think in the recent interviews between CZ and the CEO of CoinMarketCap, I think he also already mentioned this question. So the education of the Bitcoins is already ongoing for like 14 years, and it's still on the way. So the more educated peoples, the people can spread the spirit, can spread the informations or the ideas to their families, to their friends. So we will find a break point that the 10K powerful users can expand to more and more their, like, we cannot call it followers. It's more like they can increase to 10 times or 100 times in a very short time. So we all waiting for that period. So, and I can mention some data here. So for example, so we all know Korean market is really attractive for a lot of projects, but there are only 7 to 8 million users who have something like exchanges account, and only, I think they also mentioned about like there are only like less than 1 million users who are DeFi agents. But there is a lot of DeFi users in the Korean market, and they already create a lot of powers on a lot of influences on the different projects. So I think the more educated, powerful users is most important for all the projects in cryptocurrency.
Awesome. I think I have a update, guys. We are now live watched by like 5,000 people. So with time, this debate is really getting hot, and we have lots of more things to come. And I think these people are enjoying this debate. And yeah, so next should be Batman to answer the question.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it is a very tough, right? I mean, for everyone to answer this question. But coming to the lifespan, you know, I mean, everyone here, I think, is below 40, maybe 30 plus. Yeah, think about it. How much is 1 million means, and how much 1 million can be spent, and how long it can be used, and how long this 1 million can be lost in the past. I mean, in the future, coming 50 years life. If you say 10K power users, I mean, everyone's in the projects, in the building of the Web3. I mean, coming up, the most toughest asset to build up is human, is community and consensus. This is the hardest thing. And if you say 1 million, I divided by 10K, is only everyone just need to have another 10.
I think some internet connection issue with Batman. Do you guys can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
I think some issue with Batman's mic. Maybe we can go now. Once he will come, we can give him the chance.
Yeah, I think for this
Yeah.
one, you know.
Can you hear me?
I think
Sorry.
yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you now.
sorry, just now there's a call coming in, that's why. Yeah, I was saying that if you say 10K, about 10K users, 10K can be 20K, can be 50K. It's just maybe in a month. And what can we do in the futures? We still have 10 years, 20 years, 30 years to build up in the crypto world, and this is gonna be a huge effect. If you say 1 million, if you ask a superstar or if you ask a celebrity, you want 10K of fans or you want 1 million, he will answer that these 10K of fans can bring me 1 billion. That's a very easy to answer for at least everyone. I believe everyone's here. We are not only building for money, we are building for achievement, we are building for the world, and we know that this is just in metaverse, in any kind of aspect, in AI. Most important thing is a human. There's nothing much too hard to decide. I say, of course, 1 million, we can do a lot of things, but 1 million cannot spend for the rest of our life. But the people who follow your project, the people who follow you, and the people who have faith and loyalty to what is your mission and your vision to the world, this is awesome. I mean, life is just not about money, and money will just come when you have the mission, sense of the mission and vision to build the world better. It's very easy to choose about 1 million and 10K. This, I will pass it to the audience. Everyone will agree. No one will take 1 million immediately. It is just not a big money for now, and especially in crypto, we are talking about billion and trillion, guys. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know, I think everybody here agrees already that the easy answer is 10K power users. But I think one of the ways how we can rephrase this question is to make things easier for everyone is, if you had to pick, are you going to onboard 1 million farmers or 10,000 community members? So I think that's going to be for Web3 people, that's going to be a question that really gives you an easy answer for it. So just like anybody here, I think that I'm just going to answer it really simply. For like anybody here, we at Seraph are going to be really picking 10,000 power users rather than 1 million casuals, because that is going to be, like others here have mentioned, if you're going to be having 10,000 power users, this 10,000 power users have the power to bring in 100 times the 10,000 of initial power users. So through that, you're going to be able to build or to really continue having onboarding more power users than casuals fast. So if you imagine the space when it started, if it had no airdrop farmers, that's going to be the ideal Web3 space. So that's it for me.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And from your answer, guys, I really understand you guys are more, focusing toward building some highly usable things, on focusing on utility instead of focusing on getting casual users. And one more thing is, from my experience, which I know, compounding effects is always there if you have right people in your community. They're gonna make your community more expandable by doing regular engagement, tweets, post, memes, whatnot. So definitely, when you have power user of like 10,000 people in a community, they will create a compound effect, and through that you definitely gonna achieve lots of things in terms of community KPI, as well as in terms of your project KPI or business KPI. So that's something you guys have answered well. So one more thing I would like to give you, it's like a task for you guys. So where you have to admire one of the sector like AI, DeFi, or anything, and one thing you have to tell the sector that you, it's like a suggestion from you, where you're gonna tell them what they must stop doing and should be take something seriously as per your suggestion. So the question, the task is, you have to admire anything about a sector, and you have to tell any of the sector to stop doing anything like you, according to you, which is not right.
Interesting. I mean, I think again, I can provide let's say, an opinion on each of those sectors. But let me do a quick one for everyone. I would say that on the DeFi side, I really admire DeFi in so many ways. I think it definitely unlocks banking people in so many ways and giving access to these financial instruments and opportunities. But I think there's too many really complex concepts that are not so easy to digest for any average user. So I think we're lowering down this technicality and the way that you approach any strategy. I think that will help a lot. On the other hand, on memes, I think it's very good as a bridge to bring newcomers to the industry, but they are mostly facing, I would say, I don't know the exact number, but there's a huge number of rocks, right? So if you start like, hey, crypto, this is interesting. Let me start buying a meme coin, and I get immediately robbed, then there's no point of coming back. And then on the gaming side of things, I believe I passed through these, play to earn era back in the days, and I'm a gamer fan myself, and I think there's not always the need to have a token. Like if you want to bring Web3, capabilities to a game, is really possible behind the scenes. So as much as we reduce this barrier and complicate things with tokenomics on a game, I think that also help out, onboarding the users to the gaming side of things. And on the AI, of course, I think agents will help a lot. And again, we think that we need to work a lot on the use case and create productivity. People need to test it and be something that is functional for them. So that's my overall take.
Yeah, I think that will be me to. So I think the question is talking about the viral growth with a sustainable adoption, right?
No, actually, the first thing you can choose a sector from this panel, and you're gonna have your no, you're gonna admire about their sector, like what they are doing good, and one thing that you're gonna suggest them to stop.
Okay. So I think for the sectors to adopting, I think how to say this. So I think for the to add some fun, I think myself play a lot of GameFi before. So and I think that is pretty important because we have already spent some time on the TG mini app before. So the more gamings for user to understand trading, that can help us to onboarding more users than we just onboarding user on the Web3 actually. So right now we have over like 400,000 hunting users, but on the Telegram we have onboarding almost 1 million users to provide some like trading games for them. So I think to lower the barriers, some gamings for user to understand some simple, I think like a simple options or the simple tradings to let them understanding what is a leverage, what is margin. I think that is really important because not everyone have the financial background. Not everyone have a trading experience on the central exchanges before. So to combine with gaming, I think it's pretty important for us. So I think for the growth, we based on the educations, we need very deep dive into the education thread with some content creators, but we also need some like gaming features in our future promotion. Yeah.
Sorry, I think sorry, my question. Sorry, actually, I think Batman should be the next.
Hello, do you say that I'm the next?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mic just now was muted. Yeah, if you say what to, obviously, you know, the world cannot be perfect. If you want to start something else, means that the world will become imbalanced. I would say everything they exist for a reason, and the humanity is so much difficult and complex to be there. I think everything when they exist because there's a demand and a supply. When people need it, that's why it exists. It exists for a reason, regardless whether it will help or it will destroy the industry. We mean just like the food chain in the world. If you say is tiger good, tiger is hunting another animal, is so cute for the deer, but we couldn't just without the lion. If you say we want to destroy anything in the ecosystem, it doesn't seems good. But if you would like to say that what kind of that I would let's suggest to build on is that it's all about the collaborations and it is not the competitions. I mean, and nowadays it's not about competitions, especially in Web3. And I think everyone agree to this. We look for collaborations. We try to build things together and have a consensus because this world is leading by a minority of people that is building for the future, especially in our industry. And yeah, for me, there is nothing to destroy and stop. Everything is there for a reason. It's demand supply. We just want to embrace and go for everything. Just do more education. Just do more. Continue building our own positions. We let world to be, and in the market, if no one is losing money and no one is winning money, this is not the real world. Yeah, that's for me.
Yeah, I believe actually there is a credit debit concept. If someone is getting credited, then somewhere in the world someone is getting debited. So that's the
Exactly.
thing. Exactly. So Louis, it's your turn. What sector you gonna admire about the tech, and what sector you gonna suggest to stop anything you want, you seriously don't like?
Yeah, so for me, maybe I'll tackle every industry. I think I'm gonna roast you guys. So basically, for memes, guys, in memes, you guys are growing so fast, but please stop taking all the liquidity. We need our tokens to rise as well. Okay, for AI, you guys got the hype almost similar to memes, but please stop with the SEO marketing. Don't say you're the top notch, new generation, groundbreaking AI which brings Web 4.0. All right? And then for DeFi, I've been doing DeFi farming. DeFi, we preach this decentralization to be free from the banks. But you know what? Once you stop doing DeFi farming, you realize it's better to be free from DeFi because the UI, UX can be a nightmare. It can be so complex. So maybe before preaching freedom from centralized banks, maybe fix that first, and then we can be free together with a nice UI UX where we are going to be able to earn easily without having problems from going one liquidity pool to another. That's it for me.
Actually, it's like a roast, but what the things you gonna admire about this technology?
For the technology, you know what? We're going to be having problems, but the problems that we're having right now is going to be a story that we're going to be laughing back once we're going to be able to develop the technology better. For now, we're going to be having this pain factor or this pain point, but the memes, the AIs, the gamings, the DeFis are definitely going to be better as we continue developing. I think it's already a given. I know I know how to roast each industry because I've been there, and I know that these industries are also going to be continually developing. That's why I can roast even gaming. I can roast gaming because I know that we are still in a bad phase, but I also know that we're doing all our best to be able to make each industries better from how it is right now.
Yeah, actually, if I tell you exactly about internet, it is like basically initially it was very hard to use when nobody gonna input something slow or speed, bad interface. There are so many things we have already faced on the early stage of the internet, but right now we have received like a certain height where something everything is smooth to use, and like that basically I believe we are on the building phase of this technology, and sooner or later this is going to
Yeah,
be so
yeah.
smooth. Hmm.
I'm sorry to stop. I mean, just now, if I'm not wrong, to listen to Luis from Seraph, they said that to stop meme, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
we need.
he just saying like liquidity,
Yeah, man, you're
because
taking all
of.
the liquidity. The meme
Yeah,
prices are growing too fast, and then we're being left
yeah,
behind,
yeah.
bro.
I do agree to this. So when it comes to this point, I say, oh, we should go to stop something which is harming. But let's think about a process of a revolution, process of the revolutions of this Web3. We need
Mhm.
the Web3 people join into the industry. We need more people to understand about crypto. We need meme. We need the hype. And of course, it grows too fast. And of course, a lot of people heard from the meme as well. I say, of course, somebody earned and somebody lost their money. And it's not a small money sometimes. But if we say that now is a hype of the meme or is a hype of the AI, let's work together. I would say let's work together. Maybe just collaboration with the meme, and you will gain from that. Of course, we need to figure out how can we make it together. So, of course, I'm not speaking on behalf of COCO, and just your meme. Just that to to let everyone understand that a meme grab a lot of things, and of course it build a lot of things, and things just come and go. People just come and go all the time. I believe meme is just a part of the revolution to make our industry better. So do not stop meme. Thank you. Back to you, our host, Jitendra.
Yeah. It was interesting round, and as we have now like 6,000 people watching us, so I have something interesting to which coming up. So in next round, it will be a friendly fire round, which means you guys have to select a sector to ask a question, and that sector selected by you have to answer your question. So you guys will basically select one or two sector to ask your question, and they have to answer your.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, but isn't this the one that you've already did? Or
No,
Kind of, right?
yeah, it was like this section round where you have to admire a technology and to point out something bad about them or about any technology. But this round you have to ask a questions to them, like for example it can be something interesting, or if you have any question to any sector, you can ask them.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think I think memes are great because I don't know, people feel belonging in a community. They kind of like the hype. They kind of like the degen mode on these memes, and it's pretty good. But again, I think they need to stop rugging. Like, it's pretty hard. I think he's somehow given us a bad reputation in a way as an industry. Like and again, that could even go up to Donald Trump creating a meme token. Like, it's why a meme, and how do we make this transition from a meme perspective to a broader industry? We're building so many interesting things. We're trying to solve so many problems out there. I think memes need to stop running so people can actually embrace memes again, right? I think that's my take on that.
Yeah, so actually from my perspectives, so I'm not ask questions to the AI protocols. It's more like I think AI can play like deeply with tradings, especially for the trading agent. But I think the integrations with AI and the trading's perspective need to go faster, because I think right now the DeFi protocols is more concentrated on the people to interact with other DeFi protocols, but the agent need a new ways to show how the new DeFi protocols can work directly for AI agent. So I think that is kind of a very interesting combinations, and I'd really love to see this kind of DeFi protocol to released. So I mean, all the UI UX design, all the payments, all the interactions, they don't have to involve any the existing. So when people use to existing DeFi integrations, when people use it, it should be the agent using DeFi protocols. So these protocols should be concentrated on the AI's perspective. So really love to see these new features to released in maybe in the coming months. Yeah.
Great. So Batman.
Yeah, if you say about that, I would say that actually a lot of things is when people do not understand about the advance of the futures, we always talk about it, and especially in the AI industry, we watched Terminator since we were young, and at the end of the day, the human was controlled by the machine. Is this gonna happen for myself? I think it will be, when the AI is like, they knowing what you are thinking, they know where you are going, because your data is everywhere and he can just go. Nowadays AI is too terrifying for me to live at the present. It is, I mean, if AI keep continuing to grow without controlling, this is gonna hurt the world for me. People will lose their life in any way. It's nothing about transparency. Even though how many hairs on your body, how many hairs you drop today, how this gonna solve? Has the AI developers think about that? Yeah, for me is that.
Should I say something, or can we?
Of course, please.
Okay.
It is a friendly fire, bro. Take it easy.
Okay. No, I mean, I totally agree with you, and it's definitely getting scary. But I think that happens with new technologies potential, and I think it's in our, we need to be the ones making sure that we are democratizing access for AI to everyone through decentralized technologies. I think that's the beauty of the combination between Web3 and AI. And I think that's something that helped us out to say, hey, we're not giving too much power to the big names, which somehow can control the narrative and the way these models or people access these data. So that's what we're building. We're building a solution that allows everyone to get access to AI and use it in a impactful way that helps humanity. We believe in those values and should be the way for everyone building on AI.
Yeah, I believe same. The exponential growth of AI basically forcing me to think like maybe in future AI gonna do this debate and gonna hosting you people, or maybe AI also gonna join as guest.
It's already happening on the comments.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So yeah, Louis.
Yeah, so I think it's funny because most of the friendly fires are for AIs and memes. So I'm not sure who I should be attacking as well. Um, I think I'll have a question for DeFi instead. So for DeFi, I think we've already been saying things about how complex is it, but I think one of the main pain points really about DeFi is it's one of the industry in Web3 that is really susceptible to hacks and exploits. I think that is really one of the biggest problem that DeFi has. So although we really are trying to bring people to bring banking to them, or to bring decentralization to them, or bring ownership to the money to them, I think this is one of the key things that DeFi first needs to really get stronger at. And another one, or the second biggest factor, really is going to be the customer support for DeFi. To be honest, the customer support for DeFi projects are one of the worst that I've been ever been. So if you're really trying to bring people from banking to DeFi, who are really people who are used to having customer services 24/7, and then you're not going to be able to give that to them once they are going to be experiencing decentralization, I am 90% sure that once they've been able to experience bad customer support, they're going to say, you know what, I don't care about decentralization, I'm going to go back to my bank, which has 24/7 customer service. So for me, that's really what I want to I want DeFi to get better at. So I think because DeFi is one of the biggest market in Web3. So if they're going to be able to solve this huge problem, I believe they're going to be able to really onboard more people, not only in Web3, but also in DeFi as well.
So, Joy, do you want to answer this? Your mic is mute.
So sorry, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
But anyway, actually, this was not a question. This is basically Louis suggesting to improve the customer support. But if I can answer something, or I'd like to suggest something. DeFi is basically the Zoom version of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin have like no any certain type of smart contract, but DeFi can. And one more thing is, in DeFi, I believe, like decentralized finance, we have to also build decentralized support system powered by community or powered by community ambassadors, where they're gonna support people with their required questions or required help. So that's something maybe DeFi protocol can introduce, like which called community power or ambassador power support system. uh, that's something basically for DeFi, decentralized support system can be maybe the best solution. I don't know, but Joe can have better answer, a better suggestion to this.
Yeah, I think for the DeFi protocols, compared with others, is because no matter from the Ethereum or Bitcoins, they are just a decentralized ledger to recording all the transactions. So most of people were thinking, I think the financial institutions to provide some kind of a represent what is already exist in the Web2 world and replaces in the Web3 world. So like lending protocols like AVE and also like interest trading market like Pando. So this is how the innovations happens. And there do some innovations where like no places happens in the Web2 world, like AMM model, like Uniswap brought to the trading's perspective, and the peer-to-peer model as well. So I think innovations in the DeFi projects is really important. And when people talking about RWA, it's not only people thinking the RWA is a big market. It's because when we're using the DeFi in RWA, it will can increase to decrease like people to make mistakes or the kind of brought a trustless platform for you to do the trade. So I think that is the most values DeFi projects can brought to the crypto users and also to the new users want to using DeFi protocols to invest to involved in the kind of new protocols in the future.
Agree. And one more thing, I always say that we are still very early of all the innovation in Web3. So
Yes.
definitely, what basically, if you compare things with 2013, 16, with 2024, 25, then you will see a drastically change of technology, of user experience, and also with the Web3 transaction speed, cost, everything. So it is slowly evolving. Maybe in future it's gonna grow exponentially, but for now, definitely the way we are going, with like every sector, I believe it is the right direction. And slowly we are also onboarding people, increasing demand and solving problem, right, and bringing more utility to users. So it's, and Web3, when it comes to Web3, it is not only solving people's problem, it giving them the power to become a part of it. Like DeFi is doing the same, AI is doing the same, memes doing the same, and also gaming. So that's something, again, I would say a unique or innovative way to involve your user into your platform as well as into your technology. And through this mindset, in future, definitely it's gonna bring lots of people, lots of use case, lots of technology, and everything gonna be so smooth. Very soon, maybe in future, after like 10 years, 10 20 years, when you will see this debate recording, you will gonna compare that, yeah, today when we are discussing about some issues, and right now they are fixed, and things changed. So yeah, this is something, I would say my last outro talk before ending this discussion. And for your update, guys, right now we are watching by like 6.5k people, 6,500 people. And it was a great discussion, and really insightful, and I enjoy all the round. You guys have like basically killed it. And before ending this debate, if you guys want to have some outro speech, or maybe when I say something before ending this call, then that will be great.
Yeah, I want to thank you first, and the BNB Chain ecosystem for hosting us today. I think it was a very exciting debate covering several sectors, and yeah, I definitely encourage people to follow us. At NetMind, we're building AI solutions. We're working on solving so many problems on many sectors as well. So keep us an eye on, and thanks again for the opportunity.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, so really glad for Ginteros to invite me to join this debate with all other projects. I'm really glad here to share some insight and views about what we are building and what we want to build. And I also checked the comment in the YouTube and think we know we have some like bad things happens before, but we want to work together with our users and to get all the users back to KiloEX and we think we can brought the bright futures and provide the best trading products for all the BNB Chain users. Thank you.
Actually, the thing is, I would like to mention here, it doesn't matter how many times you break. The things which basically matter, how you come back, how you stand up. Like for example, if you see lots of project in Web3, they have rugged, they have scammed, they have got killed by hackers, but still they came back, and now they are among the top projects in the Web3 because they have that energy and the mindset of coming back. Because one more thing from the founder of Polygon, which I have learned in an interaction, where he mentioned that as we are right now building in some the technology in very early stage, hack or this kind of things are basically the part of it, because you are building, you're learning, you're doing experiments and all. So that's something which is a part of this journey. But sooner or later we're going to reduce it into zero, or maybe close to zero. And that's maybe, I don't know, maybe in 5 year, 10 year, but that's going to be happen soon. So that's something which I would like to add with Joy in outro. So now let's come to Batman.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, it's my honor to be here. I feel that today is just a bunch of friends that know each other for such a long time, and we gather online through the nation border. And maybe from India, myself is from Malaysia. Maybe you guys from different countries, and it just feel like we are so positive to see the industry, and we are grading each industry to be a better directions. And we know that this is the future of the world, and we are working hard every day in different sectors, in AI, in games, in memes to bridge the Web 2 to Web 3 and etc. And I just want to give 1,000 thanks to BNB Chain, and 1,000 thanks to Jitendra that you did a well hosting tonight. I feel that it's such a comfortable conversations, even in a friendly fire without heat, but it is still fun and humorous, and you guys are amazing. Thank you so much, and let's keep building up. And I believe, and I always a fans of Binance and BNB Chain, because we know that they're the most credible place that we can go. Thank you so much. Let's build it together in any way. And I wish that if there's any collaborations between us, yeah, let's do it. I mean, let's do it with everything. We need to hug each other to make this industry greater and greater. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Alvi.
Yeah. So first of all, I would actually like to thank I'm sorry, Jitendra, for inviting not only me for this debate or space, but also for inviting Joey, Ronald, and Batman, because like Batman have already mentioned, this is actually one of the best spaces that I've had, not only because of how nice the topics are, but also how comfortable we all got with each other. I think that's going to be one of the best things. And of course, we've already had good discussions with each other, and I'm looking forward, like Batman have already said as well, looking forward to be able to maybe find collaborations or synergies if there are going to be any. Like you guys know, BNB Chain is one of the strongest ecosystem here in the space, and there's always this kind of co-building from not only from one project to another, but also from one industry to another. So we're definitely open with that as well here in Seraph. And for our listeners, thank you for being here for the 1.5 long space that we're having. And of course, if you want to be part of Seraph, just follow our socials. And we're actually going to be having our season 3 anytime soon. So like Jitendra says, right? We're always early. So feel free to be part of Seraph.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Actually, this debate was very successful, because right now, if I tell you, almost 7,000 people were watching us on YouTube and X. So this debate was basically I would say the pilot one, where basically we are more focusing on education, more focusing on things which we feel as audience would know. And I believe we're gonna come up with more debates like this, or maybe more interesting topics in future, or maybe interesting way to collaborate. And thanks for all of our guests, amazing guests, for making this discussion very amazing, and our audience watching us on YouTube and X for making this debate successful. And see you soon, and have a great night, great day, great morning, evening. Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
guys. Yes,
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Nice to see you guys. Good night.